Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for coming out. We're celebrating, I guess, the end of summer and dry weather with a big rainstorm that's coming in. So we want to get this show on the road so that we can get back to our offices and warm places. My name is Christy True. I'm the director of King County's Department of Natural Resources and Parks. Very happy to be out here today. You all know that the Eastside Rail Corridor is an incredible asset for our region. It's unparalleled, really, for us to have this kind of a right-of-way that runs north and south along the east side of Lake Washington. Very valuable for our trail, obviously. Somebody saying what? You can't hear? Can we turn it up? I'll try to talk a little bit closer to it. I was trying to avoid getting a real buzz from the system here. So I'll try to get this up a little closer. There we go. So this is an incredible asset, and of course we're going to have a fabulous trail as we get underway. But it's not just the trail, it also really connects our communities. It creates a lot more mobility with transit being in our future along this corridor, economic development opportunities, and really being able to connect our communities. So we're starting today celebrating with the removal of the rails, but this segment here just north of Renton is going to also have more gravel poured on it and an interim trail, and so it's going to be able to connect the communities of Renton and Bellevue. To the north, we're also working on removing the rails and putting an interim trail in between Kirkland and Bellevue, so those two communities will be connected. And more work is going to be done connecting those trails to the Lake Washington Loop Trail and also the 520 Trail. So you can see as we're starting to expand and really connecting more and more communities across King County. So we're very excited to be here today and have you join us in celebrating the removal of the rails today. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, who is the King County Council member Reagan Dunn, who represents this district. Come on up.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Christy. I appreciate that. And great to have you out here along with Mayor Law and all folks from King County Parks Department, the City of Renton, and neighbors as well. This is exciting. It really is kind of historic. I have a map from 1892. And I got it at Metzger's Mats in downtown Seattle by Pike Place Market there. And it shows all of Lake Washington. And it shows Lake Washington before they dug the canal and the locks. So as many of you know, the river came out, the Black River. We're having prop issues right now. This is what happens with outdoor press conferences. It shows the Black River flowing out of Renton and then down into the Duwamish and out to the bay there. But what's remarkable about it is that it shows this rail line currently where it is. In 1892, this rail bed right here was here with train tracks on it, went up the east side of the lake and connected up into Redmond and parts north. And it's been a rail line since it was put in 100 and at least a century and a quarter ago. And it's always been an incredibly important public asset. But today, after 125 years plus, we're changing its character. It's still an important public asset, but it's now becoming a trail. And it's going to be, we've all seen what's happened to congestion on 405 through Kennydale. And we all know it's not going to get any better, right? It's only going to get worse. And so the ability to have alternatives to transportation here is going to become critically important, and it'll be a well-used trail. This interim trail, once it's completed, it's going to be able to connect to the Lake Washington Loop Trail, and it's going to access north all the way to Kenmore and to Bothell, east to the Cascades, and even eastern Washington via the John Wayne Trail, which many of you know sort of parallels Interstate 90 and goes through a huge tunnel up there near Snoqualmie Pass, and west all the way to Seattle. And so what we're doing today is pulling up a spike, really ceremonially. Ceremonially, is that a word? Where's George Bush when you need him? And I'm really looking forward to seeing the completion of this 4-mile trail. So it's going to be from Coulon Park down here all the way up to Newcastle Beach Park. And it's just really exciting to see what we're going to do. And we're going to put down gravel, but it's going to be, what, 5/16, pretty small gravel? Who knows the answer to that? Kevin? 5/8. Okay, so small gravel, so it'll be used for lots of uses, not this big 2.5-inch stuff you see here today. So it's kind of fun to be here. When I was a kid, I grew up in Newport. We used to sneak up here on the railroad tracks. We used to put pennies down and then let the trains come over them and find them all squashed as it went over. That's not going to be happening anymore, but other stuff will be happening. So anyway, thanks for being here. It's exciting. I really appreciate the City of Renton's commitment and King County Park's commitment to this. And it's my pleasure to introduce my favorite mayor of Renton and a resident here who knows more about this trail than about anybody else, Dennis Law. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reagan. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you out here on this beautiful day. I wanted to give you a state of the city, but I think the rain is going to be here quick, so I'll be very quick. This is a very vital link on our trail system to the east side, and we're very excited to see this happening. We're especially excited to see the rails moving out. It's amazing already to see how many people use this trail on a sunny day. And to eliminate these railroad ties, and I was hoping for some concrete, but Christy said we're going to get some gravel. So we're happy to get some gravel. I think it's going to be a great amenity for the city of Renton. And it's really great too. I want to mention it's great to see so many residents out here today, because you live with this all the time. Reagan goes back to 1892. I don't go back that far, but I do remember fondly the Spirit of Washington dinner train coming by here all the time, and that was the last use of this rail system. And I didn't think we would ever miss that train, going by, but we did when that stopped. It was really kind of a special thing. But a lot is happening down here in Renton. Those of you who have not experienced the new Hyatt Regency on the shores of Lake Washington, you owe it to yourself to go down there. It is absolutely spectacular. And to have a nice trail linked up to the best park in King County, Coulon Park, is really a treat. So anyway, thank you very much for being here today.
Thanks, Dennis. I just have to really do a special shout out for the city of Renton. This is a city that's really critical to our region. Its location on the southern end of Lake Washington means it's really a major connection point. You can see major transportation lines, our water lines, our wastewater lines, power lines. All of this goes to the city of Renton, and it really is central to supporting our entire region. So we big shout out to the city of Renton for what a great partner they are for our region. And now we'll have some great trails too that are going to be part of that connection. There's a couple of Renton City Council members here that I want to just recognize. Ruth Perez is here. Ruth? There you are. Thank you, Ruth. And also Caroline Ritchie is here. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out today. So we talked about community connections. We do expect this trail to really be probably our busiest regional trail when it all gets built out. And so we're really very grateful to have Councilmember Lynn Robinson from the city of Bellevue here to also talk with us.
Thank you, and thank you for all coming out today. And Mayor Law, thank you for hosting this event. You know how excited I am about this connection. It's going to be an amazing connection between Bellevue and Renton. We're already a great partner cities. We share the I-405 corridor. We share a school district. We share King County Councilmember Reagan Dunn. And people who work in Renton live in Bellevue. People who work in Bellevue live in Renton. So this is going to be a beautiful connection, dedicated ped bike path between our two cities. And this connection from Renton's Coulon Park to Bellevue's Newcastle Beach Park is probably going to be one of the most beautiful trails in all of Washington State. And when it's completed all the way up to Woodinville, we're going to have the beautiful views from the dinner train again, except this time we'll be losing weight. I want to thank King County for their leadership and support in creating the Regional Trail Project. On behalf of the City of Bellevue, I want you to know that we are ready to work and do everything we can to make this happen. I also want to thank the Eastside Greenway Alliance, who's been a critical partner in this effort, and here to represent them is Bill Finkbeiner.
Thank you, Lynn. Well, I know the weather's not what it was a few weeks ago, but sometimes it's better to be out on a trail in the rain than it is, behind your computer at your desk, right? That's not so bad. And sometimes it's better to be biking to work from Bellevue to Renton than it is sitting in the traffic on 405, right? And sometimes it's better to be walking, through a neighborhood you don't know and running into people that you haven't met before than sitting on your phone, right? And Lord knows we all probably, speaking for myself, do enough of those other things. So it'll be great to have this trail in, and I think that's what it represents to me, is an opportunity for people to get outside and bring communities together, and also to support economic development too. You've really seen up north the Cross Kirkland Corridor, and now the extension of that into Bellevue, get businesses really excited, from Google to REI. An opportunity for their workers to have a new way to get to work, another reason to bring people into the community, and I think we're going to see the same thing obviously down here. And it's just so exciting to see this next big stretch of the trail get opened up, and it's really due to so much hard work on the county's part, on the City of Renton's part, City of Bellevue's part, and so many other community groups, Greenway Alliance, and so many others have put so much time and effort into this, and it's just going to be so great when it opens up in January. Thanks for coming.
1, 2, 3. Wow, Dennis. One down, 5 years ago, man. Here, everybody, hold that. Mr. Mayor, you want the golden spike? Yeah. There you go. It's an expensive project. Oh, they're failed.